Okay, what do we got going on? Alrighty.
Once I get to my shop, I'll change. I'll get my cut on and get myself in the shop. So I'm not driving.
Okay.
Morning, brother. How you doing?
Morning, brother. I'm doing quite well. Got the kids upstairs fighting, and wife left us and went shopping.
Oh, that's a good day then.
Absolutely.
That's a fantastic day.
Why don't I have volume? Okay. All right, everybody. We are live on all of the platforms. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay.
Big Sale, you will have to excuse me today because I have never been on a podcast and I am technology challenged. So if I do something wrong, you'll have to tell me.
I got you. As long as you are, as long as you got that, you perfect right now. Playing. Okay, so why is that not playing? Okay, so what am I? I'm turn able so that you can. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. All right, so I don't know what the heck is going on in my end. I'm just a bet. Recording loud and clear. This is over here. Everything is on. Bluetooth is on. Bluetooth is on. This is on.
FHO Towing, your premier look. FHO.
Okay, so let's just get this thing started.
That shows it.
Yo, testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Let's go.
Greg Street in the building. I'm riding with my homie Big Sale. FHO Radio, the podcast with the FHO NIC, Big Sale, Lil Debo, aka the Brown Eminem, coast to coast. On the mic. Fast Harleys only. Get with it.
God damn. It's Big Sale. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.
FHO Towing, your premier luxury motorcycle towing company, specializing in all motorcycles, ATVs, trikes, and cycle-related vehicles. FHO Towing is bonded, licensed, and insured. Why tow with the rest when you can be towed by the best? Contact FHO Towing at 404-423-8183 or 404-593-9695. Can't get it to the shop? We also pick up by appointment. Don't forget, we know how to take care of your ride because we ride. Follow us at FHOtowing.com, Instagram, FHO_towing, Facebook, FHO Towing.
Say, man, what's going on with y'all this Sunday morning? It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Anytime we're above ground, it's a beautiful Sunday morning. Good day to be alive. Say, man, I got some very special guests in the building today. Can't stress enough what the privilege it is to have these guys on my show today, and to talk about what we're going to talk about. Just let me introduce the program. It's called Warriors for Children. If you haven't heard of it, today we will talk about what is Warriors for Children, what do they do, and this is motorcycle related. I'm not sure you guys are MC or is it just Warriors for Children?
It's Warriors for the Children, and we are a nonprofit organization registered through the states.
Okay, so it's not officially an MC. It's a nonprofit organization. Okay, so you guys see Floppy, you guys see Caveman. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, tell them a little bit about themselves, and then we're gonna get into what is Warriors for Children. Go ahead, Floppy. You go first.
Well, my name is Floppy. I am national president of the organization. We've been around it'll be 5 years this coming December, and we have expanded into 4 states with 6 chapters. Our main mission is to empower children and help children through their major crisis in life and help them become children that they need to be through not pretty much like big brothers or big sisters. It's not what we are. We're a family that gets on our bikes, ride, and we love empowering kids and helping kids become those kids they need to be. Okay. We started December 19th of 2015, and shortly thereafter, Caveman, he joined us, about a year later. So, and then we just started expanding.
There it is there. Caveman, give me a brief description.
Caveman, Warriors for the Children. I'm actually the national vice president, but my most important job is to be a primary to a child, which I'm sure we will get into later. Born and raised in England, till I was 26 years old, came here to the States, and I've been stateside now 26 years, come January the 28th. So about half and half, 26 years in England, 26 years here.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Warriors for Children is a program that assists children who have been through some things and assist them to have the courage they need to face their accusers and to continue on in life. Like you said, it's different from Big Brothers because this is on a different level, on a different platform, and we're going to get into that, and we're going to understand their purpose. And when I first saw you guys, I just knew I had to be a part. I wanted to be at least a part of it to bring the awareness. I don't think a lot of people know that you guys exist, and that's what we're going to try to break down some of that barrier today, and get you guys whatever help and or assistance you may need to further on and open up more chapters, etc. So, Floppy, I'll start with you. National president. So give a brief description of what Warriors do. What do you got? How do Warriors come about?
As for membership or as for the mission?
As for the mission.
As for the mission. All right, our mission here. I got a real quick thing. We have a mission statement.
Okay.
And our mission statement is our mission as Warriors to improve the self-esteem and morale of our abused, bullied, and neglected children. We will connect with these heroes and uplift their spirits and give them the courage and strength to stand up. We will stand united with our love and compassion as brothers and sisters of the Warriors, as we will fight side by side with our wounded friends so they will know they are never facing these battles alone. We will work with all government agencies with the same ideas to end this war of losing our children to abuse, bully, or neglect. Together we are warriors, warriors for the children, and we will not turn nor run from this war.
Okay. So when you say abused and neglected children, explain that part of it. Kind of go into a little bit of that.
All right. The abuse part, it can go from anywhere from a father raping their child, and the child is no longer with the father, it's with the mother, and the mother will contact our child advocate and explain what's going on, where they're at with the paperwork, where they're at with the case, so on and so forth. As the child advocate will do an interview, then set up a personal interview with the child and the mother, or vice versa, or the father, whatever the case may be, and see if it fits the criteria of what our mission is, so we can empower this child and get this child where she or he needs to be to face the perp in court or outside the courtroom.
Okay, man. Bring in the platform of the motorcycles. How it all tied together with you guys riding motorcycles and all of that. Bring that platform in for me.
Well, the deal is, obviously, we are not here for intimidation. That is not our job. That's not what we're here to do. I mean, if it works, I'm okay with that. But no, it doesn't carry the same weight when you show up to a child that has been abused, either mentally, physically, or sexually, You show up on motorcycles, and I'm one of the smallest guys in my chapter at 5'11", 260. And you got these big burly guys show up, or you go to court. These children feel safe, safe with us, and they're happy for us to be there. If we showed up as golfers, and nothing against golfers because I golf myself, but as golfers, what are we going to do? Show up in a pair of khakis and a pink polo shirt? It doesn't carry the same weight. And then that's one of the, we all came together because we want to help kids. And we love to ride our motorcycles. Floppy and myself, we obviously travel around to various different things like NCOM, to our other chapters. We're upwards of probably between 10 and 15,000 miles a year on our bike riding around here in the Midwest. And I know that's nothing compared to what you do, Big Phil, but for us, with what we do helping these kids, riding my bike is what makes me happy. I knocked out a little over 1,100 miles last weekend, Floppy, 2 weeks ago. I went out to Ohio, met Floppy. He done an event, and had fun. And that's what it's about. But at the same time, we were helping kids.
Yeah. Were any of you in MCs before you started the Warrior or became the Warrior? Were any of you in MCs before that?
No, I wasn't.
No.
Okay. So let's cause see, I want you guys. I'm trying to paint the picture for my audience. I want them to understand what it is. So you have a child that's been abused, like you said, mentally, physically, sexually, or whatever. And this child, his confidence is shot to hell. They're just at their lowest point. And here it is, some guys on a motorcycle, a bunch of guys on a motorcycle pull up, in their vests and their motorcycles, and tell them, hey, I'm now your friend. And I now, you now have somebody that, I guess you can call or that you can talk to, or somebody that will be a buffer for you. And I guess that part alone right there will lift the child's confidence to a whole nother level. I can only imagine.
All right. Well, I'll give you a quick testimony. I had a child. We got her. God, it's been a while. But for 3.5 years, I worked with this child with another female primary, and it happened to be her father was the perp. And okay. She was scared to death. She didn't want to say anything because the father told her if she said anything, he would kill her and her family in front of her. To the point where this child was terrified of men. I will fast forward a little while. She went to court. She testified. He got, I think it was 26 years plus another 30 on top of it. So we call that a payday. Okay. I'll fast forward again, and she ended up getting married about 1.5 years ago, and she had me there as her step-in dad and do the father-daughter dance with her at her wedding. So to empower these kids, and not only do you have to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you got to also give them some decent advice that's not going to hurt them, but they're going to be able to put their head up, stick their chest out, and run through it and make sure that they're going to become that person they need to be. And now she's been married a little over 1 year, and she's thriving. Marriage is awesome, right? And her life is awesome. She calls me once every other month still, but it's good to hear from her. We just don't keep ourselves in place of that father role or mother role, whatever it is. We're just here to help them face their lives. And if they keep us in their lives, hey, that's a blessing. If they let us go and they don't contact us anymore, then we know we did our job.
Yeah. Okay, man, for you, I can imagine, and I'm just me now, this Big Phil talking. I can imagine even going to court for a child who's been abused sexually, and you actually see the perp. How do you restrain yourself? I mean, how do you?
Well, I'm probably not the best one to ask for that. Every one of us does this, has what we call a case. And my case came about, it came quite a few years ago. And the thing for me was we were in court, and we were sat there, and this child was 9 years old at the time.
9 years old. Wow.
And she gave her testimony, a video testimony, and I'm sitting there, mad as a motherfucker. You'll have to apologize for my language.
No. This FHO is raw and uncut over here, man. We don't give a fuck about none of that. Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I was a mad motherfucker because I'm sitting there and watched this little girl give her testimony, and the testimony she gave, I'm sitting there and I just get madder and madder because she's describing things that no 9-year-old knows. That there's no way they know what was going on. And at the end of it, she said, and when my daddy was done, he gave me his nasty milk. All right.
Wow.
And yeah, to a 9-year-old. And I'm sitting in court, and my chapter president at the time could see I was mad. And I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there with a pen, clicking the pen. And I know that I can jump over the barrier and get to this motherfucker and stab him in the neck with my pen at least 8 or 9 times, and that fucking prick will die and bleed out before he gets to hospital. And my president could see it, and at the time I was the sergeant at arms for the chapter, and he sent 2 other guys to come and sit next to me, and they both got hold of my legs, like got their arms through my arms and on my legs, and they're like, "Calm down, brother, because it's all right." Because at the end of it, one of them's whispering to me. He says, "Listen, if you go to jail for this, and you will, you can't help any more kids." And that's the only thing that saved me from killing that motherfucker right there in court. Because that is something that no 9-year-old should ever, ever have to understand or know or feel that her daddy has done to her. You know, one of the hardest things for all of us that do this is to understand how a grown adult will or can abuse a child in such a way that this is their daughter, their son. How can they do that? And I don't understand it. I have a 21-year-old and a 14-year-old. The 21-year-old was one of my warrior kids, and I adopted her, or we adopted her at the time. And just like Floppy says, she calls me every week. I put her through college to help this child, because they need more than just 5 minutes of help. They need a lot more of help. Floppy has a case. All of our members have a case that makes the difference to them. The case for Floppy was the one he was just talking about.
Wow.
And it's a horrible, horrible thing for them to have to go through.
So, Floppy, what made you how did you even find out about this, and what made you create this movement?
The Warriors movement, technically, we weren't with another club. We were with another organization that was helping abused children, and came across a bullying case. And how do I put this properly? We didn't see eye to eye with each other, so we left. And when we left, the Warriors opened up, and we took on the bullying. So it was the beginning part for me was a girl I grew up with, her daughter, which I considered my niece, was being physically abused by her father. And like Cave, I was ready to kill him, but I have 2 little ones of my own, and I can't take that chance of going to jail for it. So I put out a couple phone calls, and we got involved with this organization, and we started helping her through the organization. We started helping her. And it just grew. It just made sense while I was here to make sure that my kids would never have to go through what my sister's kid went through, or anybody else's child. If I could just help one child, then I know I'm doing the right thing, and then we'll move forward and see if we can help another one.
So let me ask Kay, man, how does membership come about? I mean, how does a person become a member?
Okay, so we are not allowed to solicit through social media, basically through things like this. through people seeing us. We do obviously fundraisers. We are a nonprofit, so everything for us is done, for free. Not one of us takes a penny, for what we do. Sorry, I'm just.
Oh no, do your thing. We got you. Listen. Whatever y'all got to do to get this out. If I gotta talk to you while you're running track or something.
No. I was just I was at different places this morning, so I'm actually at my shop. So I have a trucking company, so and I'm using headsets.
There we go. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir. We got you.
There we go. That's better. So for us, the I forgot where I was at. Membership we get through being social media is obviously a big one. Unfortunately, like I told you before, I am technology challenged, so I'm the one that has the biggest issues with that. But everybody else, Facebook, Instagram, any way we can,
Yeah.
At our events, we have awareness booths. We have all kinds of stuff to make this work for everybody. And, the awareness is obviously for the kids, but it's obviously to get members as well. But, we have people come and go. One of the biggest things is, this takes commitment. Just like for what you do, this takes commitment. And, we have a pretty long process to become a patch member. We're about 15 to 18 months to earn your back patch. The biggest thing about earning your back patch is that once you earn your back patch, then you can be a primary to a child. When we started, I said the biggest thing for me was to be a primary. Yes, I'm the national VP, and I'm very grateful that our membership felt strong enough to vote me into that position. But at the same time, my number one thing is to be here for the kids, to be a primary to a child, and be a primary. We got to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So membership is hard. To find people that are going to have commitment it's tough. It's tough.
That's commitment and loyalty is a lost art. You do know that, right, Floppy? That's a lost art. So Floppy, does everybody have to have a motorcycle to be a part of it, or no?
Actually, we wrote into our bylaws, our constitution, when we first opened this, that we will have that that it's like a 10%, okay, where it's disabled veterans, disabled people are able to become a part of this organization even if they don't have a motorcycle. Each chapter is, I think, what was it, K? 5 members we were able to have to keep the status of where we were at without not having a motorcycle. But it helps us out in the long run too, because that means they cage, or they could pull be a chaser behind us, and in case a bike breaks down, we got tools, so on and so forth. We got whatever we need, first aid kit, water, whatever. With that being said, so they become a member to this organization. They go through the same steps as any other member do. The only downfall is, they can't become a primary to a child.
Okay.
With them not being able to become a primary because they don't have a motorcycle to take that child on their first adoption ride. Okay. Which gives a lot of these people that are disabled more incentive to go out and try to get a trike or a 3-wheel bike or something, so they can at least swing one leg over or have one hand control or whatever, so they can actually get out there and become that primary.
For you, K, man, how important do you think it is when a child sees you guys and they become a part of it? How important? I mean, I'm just trying to say, is it a game changer? Is it an attitude changer? Is it what is it for that child that you recognize?
The attitude always changes. Normally when you go for the first time, we have a process we go through, an interview process with the parents, and we have a child advocate that actually goes and does a proper interview, so we get the full picture. The only person that has that information is the child advocate. It's one of our most important positions, and they will basically decide or put up a case to the board, to each chapter board, whether we should take that case. Once we take it, you go, you visit. You go for that first visit. Child's normally a little apprehensive about what's going on. We always ask them, have you seen who we are? This is what we do. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Look up what we do, see how we do things. And then you go there, and the child will be a little bit apprehensive. After about the second or third visit, these children are standing outside waiting for us. I have videos, like personal videos, because I can't share them, because we don't share faces or names or locations of any of our kids. Obviously for privacy reasons, because you've helped put somebody's mother, father, aunt, uncle, brother, sister away. They're not real happy, when, they're gone to prison and the rest of the family's all PO'd at you. So we don't share them. But, I have a video of a child, 15 years old, and there was about 30 of us showed up there. Floppy was there as well. And this child is jumping up and down for joy to see 30 motorcycles show up just for him for that day, to come visit him, to hang out, to take him for a ride. We have very strict policies on how we take our kids for a ride. We have people that lead it, people that lead the ride. We have obviously a male and a female primary have to go on the ride with that child so they can ride next to them. Doesn't matter who rides with who. And then obviously we have 2 or 3 bikes, sometimes more, as security, for obviously our members and for that child. But the way they react, it's amazing. Sometimes we all say that the hardest thing is that once you've had a child and you've had them from the beginning, and a year or 2 or 6 months, it doesn't matter. That when they change and their personality change and their life changes for the better, the hardest thing for us, especially one of the hardest things for me, is when that child doesn't call me anymore. And at that stage, I know that I've done my job of making that child feel safe and empowered and happy. But then I'm like, man, why doesn't my child call me anymore? I need them to talk to me. What's going on? Don't they love me anymore? Don't they care for me? And you can go sometimes from 10, 15, 20 texts a day, or 5 phone calls, 2 o'clock in the morning. They'll call you. Hey, Kate, man, I just wanted to hear your voice. I'm having a, nightmare, having a bad night. And you sit there and you talk to them, and it might be 30 seconds and it might be 30 minutes. And then once you talk to them, and they'll go back to sleep, and the parent will call you the next day. Thanks for talking to them, because these kids have changed. They have changed so much. And that's our payday. None of us here get paid 1 penny for what we do. We all do it out of the kindness of our heart. We invest, $30,000 in motorcycles, the fuel, the insurance. We travel around, hotel bills, everything. All comes out of our pocket from every member. We have the money that we raise goes for picnics for the kids, Christmas parties. We have a fund that we use for what do we call it, Floppy? I can't.
Startup chapters.
Startup chapters. But when oh man, I can't think. My mind's gone blank.
Oh, it's a miscellaneous fund.
Yes. So if a child, so like a therapy fund is what we call it. So if a child is going to feel empowered by going to do karate lessons, then we will help pay for them.
Not the karate lessons, but therapy. Like if he has to see a therapist or something, we cover the therapist after the parents have exhausted all other measures. So.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So you mentioned in your thing, Caveman, and I can let Floppy answer this, but Caveman mentioned earlier that the members also travel with the members for their members' protection. Have you guys ever been threatened or had anybody come after you because of this program?
Yes. Yes.
Fly, it's on you, Fly. You just say yeah. That's it. That's it. You just go.
We'll leave it at that.
We've had some threats.
Okay.
And biggest thing is once we put a perp away, that family's very disgruntled. And wearing this patch on our back puts a bullseye on our back.
Okay.
So being run off the road, I think it was 3 years ago. I was coming down 71 out of Cleveland and by myself, and it just turned into a nightmare. And I ended up folding up the front rim of my tire. That was 4 years ago. Okay. I ended up folding up the front rim of my tire trying to get away from this car.
Wow.
So we've had threats.
So how do the other motorcycle clubs, the MCs, how do they embrace you guys, or how do they, do they accept you guys? Do they understand your mission, or is it a conflict? Or
each state is different. Cleveland is a wonderful, wonderful city, but we've got a lot of clubs out here. We're respected dust in their world. We just show them respect. We gotta live in their world. We show them the respect that they deserve, and we do our thing. We just stay out of the way.
Yeah.
It's the same here.
For you. Okay.
It's the same.
I'm glad to hear.
I'm Northwest Indiana. It's the same here. Obviously, we have another chapter here in Indiana, which is down in Indianapolis. And between the two, we have COC meetings that we attend. And before we start up a new chapter in any state or in any area, we go to the dominants, either Floppy or myself, and we explain what we do. We take our cuts. We show them our trifolds that has our mission on it, what we do, and everything else. And so far, I have not had one club in the last X amount of years have a problem with it. They understand that we are not a club. We are an organization. We do follow very strict guidelines to run, I don't want to say parallel, but obviously, like Floppy said, we have to live in their world. If they tell us we're not wearing our cuts, we're fucking done. So at that stage, we do whatever they tell us. We follow our rules, and we attend everybody. It doesn't make any difference. Every club, if we're invited to go to anybody's rodeo, to their events, we show up to all. We don't favor one. We support all, but we don't favor one. We go everywhere. It makes no difference. At the end of it, we're here to help kids, and they understand that, and they don't discriminate against us in any way, shape, or form. We don't wear a 3-piece patch. So we claim no territory. We're open to go anywhere. If we get phone call and they say, hey, we need some help. Sure, we're going. Kids come first. They're our future. So for that reason, we have to, go everywhere. And, obviously we have contacts throughout each state, each area, each club. And if I'm riding through somewhere, I always give them a courtesy call and say, hey, it's Caveman. We'll be riding through. There's X amount of us riding through today. We're going on, kid stuff. And 99% of the time, they'll be like, no problems. Do what you got to do. Thanks for the phone call. And we ride through without any problems,
Wow.
The biggest thing is one of the club members that we know, he put it perfect in every shape, way, and form. He says, we got to play in everybody's sandbox.
Okay.
I mean, for those that haven't seen, this will show you a little better. So, this is the back of my cup. As you can see, it's that, and then our bottom rocker. So we are only running 2-piece. We are not running 3-piece, because that's not what we do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, FHO is the same, similar as far as we favor none, but we mess with everybody. But I do have a 3-piece because I've been doing shows on that, but that's another story for another day. But at the end of the day, everybody knows that, hey man, we just come, we want to ride our motorcycles, have fun, and the whole 9 yards. And I can't wait to I'm trying to put together an event that I'm definitely going to invite you guys to and to be a part of it. I'm definitely going to come up that way to hang out because I come up to both of you guys state a lot. So I'm definitely going to make sure that I hang out with you guys and get just a personal sit down. But the biggest thing I wanted today was to get this awareness out and to get to get other people to understand what it takes to start a program like this, and to further the program. Floppy, for you, what is it? Is it a very paperwork type of? Do each of the members have to have background checks, or how does that work?
All right. This is what I pretty much tell our possible new members is I don't care if you killed somebody. I don't care if you robbed the bank, but we're going to background check you and find out if you have any child cases or domestic violence. If you got child cases or domestic violence, you might as well get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Right.
No.
So for you, K, man, I mean, I'm at a point now, man, where I'm just, you guys are brave. I mean, for you to be to be face to face with, I mean, that's just it's amazing to me.
Which I'll tell you, it's hard because we have to turn some people away, like law enforcement, and I hate to say that because law enforcement are our friends when we need them to help these kids. Okay. But bringing them in as a member, or if a perp is coming after them, and I explain this to members that are possible members that are law enforcement, if you guys are trying to come into this organization, you got to understand, you guys took an oath to protect all life. So if there's a perpetrator coming after this child, right, are you going to arrest me for beating this perpetrator's ass? Or are you going to jump in and break your vow, that your oath that you made, and beat that perpetrator as well? I was like, so you gotta remember that you can't make that decision anymore, right? And you gotta uphold the law. So when you're wearing that cut, if something happens, Brian, you gotta arrest us too. And how do you think that's gonna work? It's not gonna work. Okay, and then with the club life, and then with the club life, Brian, a lot of these 1%ers don't allow cops into their clubhouses or whatever, So we just gotta keep it safe for everybody around the board.
Yeah. When it comes to that first phone call and the advocate decides this is the case that you guys need to take, I can imagine the nervousness on both sides. Or have you guys kind of gotten, I'm not going to say used to it because every case probably still rattles you, because it would rattle me. But is it a nervousness from both of you on either one of you guys' side, even at that first initial meetup?
For me, no, not no more, because I trust the board that I have. I trust the membership that we have. And my focus is to be on the ground, and one knee on the ground playing with this kid, or getting to the kid's level and just not even letting what happened to that child affect how I treat that child. So for me, I'm not nervous about it anymore. My first couple, absolutely shaking, stuttering, the whole 9 yards, didn't know how to handle it. And it took a minute to get used to it.
Hey, man, for you.
Well, yes and no. I mean, don't laugh, Floppy. You know how this works. I still get mad. I don't get nervous around the kids, but I get mad. I still get mad. If people want figures, 160,000 kids miss school every day because of bullying. So to put it in, I don't know. That's like. I'm a Raiders fan, so the new Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, if you fill it twice every day, that's how many kids miss school from bullying. The abuse, I can give you Indiana's figures for the simple fact that I'm here. 92 counties, there's roughly 30 kids per county per week. That's every week that are either bullied, abused, or neglected. So if you think about the county where you live in Atlanta, 30 kids this last week were either bullied, abused, or neglected. That's a lot of kids.
When it comes to bullying, have you guys ever pulled up at the school just to pick that person up for the bully to see that, hey, they got some backup?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We work with the school districts in this area as well as our other 3 states. The school districts are the hardest by far to get involved with because they want to sweep it underneath the carpet and say, my district does not have a problem. And it broke the ice of one of our members' kids committing suicide, and I hate to say it, and we couldn't catch it because they came to us too late. And this district realized that we were not going anywhere. And then finally, about 4 weeks later, the superintendent came to us and said, "Hey, what can we do to help this bullying issue that's going on, and how do we fix it?" And being that asshole that I can be sometimes, I told him, "Stop sweeping underneath the carpet and realize you guys have an issue out here, and let's face it together." And their bullying has dropped by 13% in the past year.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine too. Like, I can imagine if a child is being bullied, and then here it is, 15 bikes roll up to pick him up. Hey, come on, little Johnny. And his partners look like, wow, them your folks? Yeah, they're my folks, man. Because everybody has a conception of what bikers are tough guys and bikers are tough females, and that we're no nonsense. And you guys play on that role too. You guys allow that to help you in situations.
Officially not, but if it works, I'm all good with it. Sorry, brother Floppy, but you know how I feel about it. Officially not. No, we are not here for intimidation. But if it works, I'm all good with it.
That part right there.
We will help. We will, take a kid to school and follow his school bus or her school bus. Take him to school, follow the school bus, and their friends are looking out the back window waving, and the bullies are sitting there quiet as hell because there's anywhere from 2 to 10 bikes following the school bus. We go to school, we drop the kid off, and if we need to, we will pick them up. It's just how it works. We'll take them, pick them up, follow them. If we're stood outside school waiting with shiny bikes and in our cuts and everything else, and this child comes over, they put on their helmet, they put on their cut if they haven't already worn it to school, because each child gets a cut as well, and a road name too. When he goes through our adoption process. So they put on their cut and they do what they have to do, and they come on, and they feel good. They feel 10 foot tall at that stage, and whoever's been bullying them either in school, after school, is probably coming out, and they see this child walk over. This child is happy. I mean, they got a big smile on their face. They get sunglasses. They get on, and then we're taking them home. The parents are all good with it. We obviously get permission from the parents. We don't just show up and say, "Oh, hey, we're gonna go take this kid today." We'll arrange this with the parent or the guardian, to make sure that we can do this and they're happy with it. And as we do it, we carry on and do what we have to do.
I saw that question that popped up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring it to you. I was going to actually. I'll put it back on the screen. There you go, right there.
That question is a very good question. And out here, Brian, we have BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse, and out in the east side of Ohio. And I gotta say, our relations with them, we take care of our kids. We freaking shake hands. We give each other hugs. And if they need help, they know we're always going to be there. And vice versa. But they do their thing, and we do our thing, and we cross paths. It's always shakes and hugs, and we always have a good time. So other organizations like the GOC, we have no GOC out here in Ohio that I know of. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of things that I can't politically get involved with, but her and GOC, they've taken care of kids, but there's, like I said, there's political things I don't want to get involved with.
One of the things
go ahead. Go ahead.
We were both at BACA for 5 years before we came here. So we've both been on this mission for 10 years. I still have guys at BACA here in Indiana that I would call my brother, and we go ride together and everything else. We don't talk business, and we do what we have to do. But we get on with everybody. We really do. We have no issues. We have no problems. We do what we have to do, as do they. and they understand. One of the things for both Floppy and myself, my daughter was bullied, which is one of the reasons that we left, because we took on bullying and neglect, whereas a lot of the other organizations mainly do abuse. And so that was why, we decided to move on and incorporate bullying into what we do, which is a huge, huge problem here, all over the country.
Mm. I mean, I just can't. Me personally, I guess I'm just the dude that I don't never look for smoke, but I don't mind stomping out a fire too. So it's just for me, it'd be amazing. So how does a person get in touch with you guys in order to either help via donation wise or just help to become a member? Or how do they get in touch with you, Flop?
We got a Facebook page. It's called Warriors for the Children, Great Lake chapter. One of the admins happens to be my secretary. If you inbox, send a message through Facebook on there, and she'll get your guys' information and forward it to myself or my VP, and we'll reach out to you guys and we'll talk to you, explain what it is that we need from you to meet the requirements of what we need for this organization. I got some people that, oh yeah, I want to come, and the commitment part is the hardest part about becoming a member here. But to get a hold of us, yeah, you can either go to WFTC space, or what is that?
Underscore.
Or no, the underscore is the bottom one. Hyphen. It's WFTC hyphen national.org.
Okay.
And then like I said, the Facebook page is Warriors for the Children, Great Lakes, or Steel City, Crossroads, Southeast Michigan, West Michigan, and Starved Rock, Illinois. So they're all the Warriors for the Children Facebook pages, but afterward it tells you what city they're in.
Do you think Warriors could work in a bigger city like Atlanta or maybe California?
Oh, absolutely. California is the question. But and we can work wherever we need to work. We're like Cave always said, right, and we will never fight another child organization until it comes down to that very last child. Yeah. And then we'll fight for that child. But we can work wherever, whenever we get the opportunity to open up in those states.
Okay. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's just to me, it was just so awesome, like I said, to visualize the concept. And I wanted to put this out there, man, and get other people to understand that these type of things are needed. That they're needed, and it all helps, and it puts together the stigma of what bikers are supposed to do, which is to protect and help their community. And this is a perfect example of that, man. When you give a child another chance, or a child to be able to no longer have that fear, or or to be intimidated, or to be bullied, or to be sexually abused, and to give them the confidence that they need to go forward in their life, what better gift can can a biker, or can anybody give, especially a biker? Floppy, if you had to sum it all up, what would it be for you? Sum it all up.
Sum it all up. That's a hard question, how to sum it up, because there's so many things you can put into it. Yeah. It's a pandemic, and somebody's got to step up and help this pandemic to stop, to end this war. Right? Because it's not just freaking bullying or neglect or abuse. It's a war that we're fighting right now. And the biggest thing is happening inside people's houses, and they don't even realize it. With the bullying, parents need to come home from work, put their electronics down, and listen to their children. Look for the signs with their children, instead of just putting a child to the side. Here's a tablet. You do your thing. I'm going to do my thing, and not be a parent anymore. If you don't want to be a parent, stop breeding. Biggest thing.
What you got, Cave?
Like Floppy said, that's a hard question. I guess for me, the biggest thing is, We have these kids. They are our future. We're not going to live forever, none of us. And for people to do that to another human being, to me, is incomprehensible. I understand we have wars and countries fight wars and so on and so forth. And kids die. It's a fact of life. They die from all kinds of different things. But when it's inflicted by a family member, 75% of kids are abused by a family member. To me, that is incomprehensible. And the biggest thing is we need to stop it. This, like Floppy said, this isn't just a little problem. It's a huge war to try and stop this. You know, um, and kids don't always feel the safe around the men, which is why we have women. Our women are patched. They go through the same things that all of us men go through. So we have patched women, patched men. We have to have a male and a female primary. So for us, you know, I respect all of these. The women, the men that do this, every one of our members that gives up their time. I, it's it's just hard for me to understand how people can do this to a child. And if I got to stand up and stand in the way of that, then I'm all good with that. If I got to take my beating, I'll take my beating. If I got to take on two or three, I'll take on two or three. It makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
I just want to be here so these kids can grow. Like I say, I got two kids of my own, and I want them to grow up, and they're both girls, and I want them to grow up to be strong, independent women, to be able to do what they can do, and to have the best life that they can have, to have a better life than we do. But both of my girls understand what we do here, and that's what counts to me, that they can understand, be good girls, and be, to become good women, and to do what they do. My oldest, like I say, she does whatever she can to help kids herself, and she was, my child that I adopted. Um, my
And
14
you
year old.
you adopted her from the program, right?
Yes,
Mm.
yes. I mean, we
Yeah.
adopted her personally, so
Yeah.
we have a process we go through. Once kids have had an interview, we go and we adopt them into our biker family. Each child gets a pillow, a bear, that we all hug. We tell them we're putting all our love in it. They get a cut with a road name. So just as mine's Caveman, we have kids' names from things I can't even think of or where they come up with it. But these kids have a vivid imagination, and they want their name to be something that looked like came out of a Scrabble bag. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And they're like, oh, this is from this or this is from that. And we go through. And then we take them on rides. We do a picnic in the summer. We do a Christmas party. But they are happy to wear that cut. And that's what makes it better for me, to see these kids happy when we show up
I'm gonna grab
as
something real
as
quick.
bikers. But when we show up, and these kids are happy to see us, happy to get on a bike. You know yourself. You travel around the country. Bikers are some of the friendliest people and the nicest people you will meet, and a lot of times the most generous compared to other people that can help and don't. I'm very hard on people when they walk through as members or want to be a member. And my biggest question is, why do you want to do this? Well, I want to help kids. And I tell them, get the fuck out. I want to hear you want to help kids. You want to help kids? Here's St. Jude's number. Go donate your $100. Feel better about yourself and fuck off. That's not how
Yeah.
this works. I need your commitment. I need you to show up for these kids. It's not just about, yeah, I'm throwing a little bit of money to make myself feel better. It's about, we need to be here to show up for these kids. These kids don't care if what you do for a living, how much money you make, um, where you live, what color you are, what race you are, what religion you are. They care about that there is somebody on a shiny bike has showed up, and they're going to take you for a ride. And that's what they care about. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. They don't
Yeah.
care if it's raining. We have kids that are upset because we have rules that we won't take a kid for a ride in the rain. We have kids that are upset when we won't take them for a ride in the rain. They're like, but it's raining. And I'm like, I can't take you. It's raining. They're like, we don't care. We just want to go for a ride. They want to sit on the back of a bike Go for a ride, just as the rest of us are happy to ride. These kids want it too, and that's what makes this worthwhile for me. That's the thing to see.
Floppy, have you ever seen a child go from your program to actually getting a motorcycle and motorcycling, or is the program still too new?
This program is still too new. We've had some kids saying they want to become warriors, and help children. My biggest thing for them, become a child first. Don't worry about what you're going to do in the future just yet. Just do your everyday thing as a child. But I ran out real quick out to my bike to grab my lid, and he was talking about kids' names. And if you can see, I have my lid here, and I have all the kids from our organization all over my lid, just from the past 5 years that we've helped.
Wow.
This is how I keep them with me. So I know every moment when I get on my bike and I strap my lid on, and these kids are why I'm here.
Okay. That's awesome. That's super duper awesome. My girl, Miss Most Wanted, she says, Missouri isn't that far away. Do they have a contact organization in Missouri, or is there even one in Missouri?
We do not have a chapter in Missouri, but there is an organization out there, which is Bikers Against Child Abuse. They're out in that area, and I would not tell you not to go there, but I would love to watch our organization grow as well.
Okay. If you have ears, then hear. You understand?
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys, man. And again, you guys now have a total friend in me, man. At FHO, we love to ride. We love to be a part of positive stuff, man, and especially stuff on this level. Is there anything you guys need this way? If you're traveling through, hit me up, man. You got a place to stay. You guys got, just whatever help you need from me. That I can. But one thing I will tell you about me, man, is that if you I'm like this. If you take me off the leash, you can't put me back on until.
That's okay.
So
that's Kate.
That's okay, Big Phil, because I have a road glide, so I can ride with you. Floppy doesn't.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you call me for an issue, just make sure you want me to solve it completely. You understand?
We respect that wholeheartedly. We will be talking.
Hey, man. Well, gentlemen, again, it's been my pleasure, man. I fell in love with you, Floppy, from the day we were our first conversation, and Caveman the same. And I appreciate you guys for taking this time out, man, to put this information out there. It's just real, man. I mean, it really is real. It really does happen. And we really do need people like you guys and organizations like you guys to thrive and to be here to help with these things. Like you said, just one child at a time is more than enough, and we get to the point to where this thing gets on a level where it needs to be, and we can come together and make it and grow it and make it bigger. I only can imagine, where it would go from here, man. But again, congratulations to both you guys. Matter of fact, this is for you guys right here, man. My thing is not working. Dang it. My hand clap. But anyway, I'm going to give you guys a hand clap. I love you guys. Appreciate you for being here, man. And for everybody, man. Again, shout out to my man, Train Roo, for that donation. And again, I will put the information up. When you get done, Floppy, send me I got the thing, but send me anything you have with like the website or with the different things on there so I can post them on my page as well. And Cave, I appreciate you, brother. We will take that ride, Road Glide Nation. I don't know what Floppy.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
See, I think Floppy got one of them old street glides, the Ultra Glide, but it's Road Glide.
But here's the thing. Cave rode side by side with me. He got on it and he's still lost. So street glide forever.
Hold on. It doesn't matter. I look good doing it. If I look good doing it, I don't need to go fast to look good. That's the difference.
That's part right.
That's the difference.
That is, and it's Road Glide Nation, Floppy. I'm sorry to tell you, brother. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But again, gentlemen, thank you for your time, man. And we will do this often too. I want to make this. We'll probably do this like once every 90 days just to keep it fresh on the people's mind.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and just put this thing out there, man. Again, gentlemen, love, peace, and hair grease, man. Big Phil, appreciate you guys, and I just thank you, man, for taking the time out to do this show.
We appreciate you putting us on here.
Thank
man,
you.
anytime, anything you need, and that's my word. I promise you. If you need me, call me. I'm there. I promise you.
Vice versa up here in Cleveland.
You're up here by Chicago.
Much love.
Hit me up. You know,
Yep.
You've always got a place to stay. I got extra bedrooms.
There it is, there, right there, man. So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Warriors for Children. Hey, man, we're gonna put a stop to this BS, man. Y'all know how I don't even know what we're gonna put a stop to this bullshit, man. You know, this abuse of these children and this bullying, man. We're gonna get this thing together, man. So shout out to my man Floppy, my man Cave, man. And again, just understand that there's organizations like this, and they are looking to expand it and get quality people in to help with these type of things. So shout out to these cats, man. And we will be back later on, gentlemen, with another show later on the day. I got another good one, not as good as this, but I got another good one coming up. It's your boy Big Cell FHOHNIC, man.
Yo, test 1 2, test 1 2. Greg Street in the building. I'm riding with my homie Big Cell. FHO Radio, the podcast with the FHO NIC. Big Cell, Lil Debo, aka the Brown Eminem, coast to coast. On the mic. Fast Harley's owners. Get with it.
Montana Cigar Company sells premium cigars and accessories. Located in Union City, Georgia, at 4641 Flat Shoals Road, Suite C, Union City, Georgia, 30291. Montana Cigar Company offers a smooth, laid-back, serene, mature adult environment for cigar aficionados. Discounts for all the first responders, military, teachers, and nurses. Come enjoy your favorite games and boxing matches on our big screen TV. We also have a poker table where you can come and try your luck.
Knock it off. Sit your ass down.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
You think we playing?
And I ain't playing, no.
You better listen up.
It's the FHO Live Podcast, where the truth will be told. We promise you that.